Today, we talk about... One year I went to spring break in Miami, and we were all poor as fuck. I really don't know why we went to Miami. That's a story for another day. But bottom line is we were all poor as fuck. We had nothing to do because we were 20. And again, I really don't know why we did this trip. But I ended up deciding, like, guys, we should get mopeds. And they're like, nah, it's expensive. So I said, fuck you guys. I got 2 mopeds on my own dime for the week, and we kind of just hopped on and shared between the 2 of them, and we literally had our whole trip turned around. For the rest of the week that we had those mopeds, we had the most infinite more fun of a time than we did before that. And I didn't expect them to split the bill or anything, and just like it took that for us to have an amazing time in that vacation. And so that's how nice would that be to kind of extend that into my own world experiences moving forward in a much bigger scale, and even extending that to charities, and like seeing it someone in need that just like I feel super bad for, and I really want to just like make a major impact in a super easy way for me. I would love it to be super convenient for me to do that, and just to kind of see that elation in a boy or girl's face that I could help in one way or the other, and that would be super dope too. So I don't know. I guess that's another goal. Oh, and then just remember this. So we're gonna backtrack a little bit. The reason for this kind of setup, my whole premise was, you have this Gotham City staring at you here, and then I was gonna have all the lights off as I do now. You can barely see my face. I mean, I think with this camera you'll probably be able to see my face fairly well. This one maybe too. I haven't looked at the footage yet. We'll see. But the idea was just like, again, with that earlier prototype name for the podcast, the Deep Dark Thoughts, and digging deeper, balls deep. The idea was like, just in my own darkness, it was less about what I looked like and who I was physically, and more just like exuding what my mental thoughts are into the microphone. And that was kind of the thought there. I don't know if that's gonna stick around or not. Right now I'm just rolling with it. On top of the fact that it makes it much easier when you don't have to get, quote, perfect lighting. Am I right? That's such a fucking bitch in my old studio. Which reminds me, I'm like so behind on like old videos. I'm talking like some behind the scenes videos, my attempt at a sneaker collection video before I left with the drone and a basketball court and all this fucking crazy shit. Like I haven't, so much shit. And I was planning after my boards to kind of catch up after it, but then after my boards, like I had my housewarming party, I had fucking IKEA to deal with, I had this shit, my plants are dying, I'm trying to deal with that crisis, and just like de-stressing after that whole fucking debacle of like working 3 straight weeks, having 1 week off to be back here, working another 3 straight weeks in Iowa, coming back here only to have my fucking boards, and then I'm going back. It's just been a lot, man. And I do need to make some follow-up videos in that regard, actually, for more of those Q&A type issues. On top of the other videos, I'm like super behind them, plus all the fashion stuff, plus, fuck, man. And I had so many, oh, God. That's another thing I'm hopeful for, not only with this podcast, but just hopefully in general with this city, is just to find collaborators, man. I just need more support. I need it, not just for the physical aspect of the labor and the shared work, but like also just to fucking not feel alone in this, man. Like it feels so good hearing from you guys when I have this finished product, but I only expect a certain percentage of you to even appreciate what I'm doing or how hard it is to do this, and it'd be nice to have someone in the real world to kind of commiserate over it fairly regularly. That would be nice. I mean, when I say that, I mean like someone who can commiserate with me very tactically, like someone who truly understands the shit, not just some figure who cares about me and just like, it's like, oh yeah, I'll listen to all your problems. First of all, you don't want to fucking do that. And B, I wouldn't want you to do that. And C, you don't fucking understand it completely until you fucking do it, or at least do it to some level. And again, this is part of my qualms with what I'm saying, because I can already tell by the way I said what I just said that there's some part of what I said and I don't even know what it is yet, and that's the other reason it fucking bothers me. But the main reason it's bothering me is because I know something in there, even though I don't know exactly what it is, some part of that bothered somebody. And I don't know who, and I don't know for what reason and what part of it, and that just makes it worse. But I know just the way I said that just like it bothered somebody out there, or irked them, or just like made them raise an eyebrow or whatever, and or multiple people even, and that would be even worse. but yeah, it's never my intention. So I'm hoping with just more of this casual conversation, more of this long form, just like whatever, that hopefully people can appreciate and start to understand my personality more, and then hopefully not be as weirded out or as quick to jump my throat or assume the worst of what I was intending and all that kind of shit. I know Charlemagne loves to say that it's not always about intention, but more about impact. And I totally agree, man. It's like your intention may have been one thing, you didn't, and you meant well, but unfortunately, based on the execution, and we're all human, we all make mistakes. But regardless of mistakes, intentional or unintentional, if the impact is bad, you done fucked up, AA Ron. So, fuck, man. Now I gotta also figure out when I'm gonna do like a full name review and all the more dedicated medical content shit. I don't know. Hopefully this podcast can kind of like guide some of that. I don't even know what to expect, man. And maybe I'll do some component of this that's live. Actually, you know what we should do? I'm gonna dial in live to see what the fuck is this process going to be like. So what I'll do is actually I'm going to go live on Instagram. Let's see. Just gotta make sure I don't miss any notifications. By the way, Instagram, you gotta fucking fix your shit, bro. Your layout is really driving me crazy, but you have fixed it a little bit. Specifically, when you did the now, like when I see a comment, at least I'll see the little heart next to it, so I know it's not a like and a comment, so I can actually like quickly get to it. Because otherwise, I just lose it in the fucking shuffle. Actually, there's a lot of other pet peeves I have with Instagram, but I'm going to leave that for now. So what we're doing here is we're actually going to go live, and I'm just going to like kind of test the waters. What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. So just for the Instagram audience, just to give you all an update, we are live right now on the podcast. Here's a camera. Well, that's camera one, and I know it's dark in here, but can you see that? That's camera one. This is the mic. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Here is the second camera, and then here's my screen, and here's the backdrop, obviously. And then the rest of the views from the 6A. So, again, I told myself I didn't want to do this live, but I think just for this little snippet, I'm going to do it live. No one's even in this live, by the way. This is most of my lives, and I love reading this because it says, we're telling your followers that you've started a live. Hang on, we're telling more followers to join your video. It's like they have to like encourage you to like not freak out and feel like you're a lonely piece of garbage that no one wants to watch their live because no one's in your live. But it's just super fun to me. All right, so we have some people in here now, guys. I'm just going to do this again because I don't know how many people are going to watch this from the start. But basically the whole point, especially because you guys are live, so it would be more important if you understood what the fuck's going on right now. Currently started the podcast. Actually, I'm like more than an hour in. Here's camera one. Here's camera two. Here's the microphone. I know it's kind of dark so you guys can appreciate it. Here's the laptop setup. Here's the backdrop setup and the forward drop setup. Am I right? Yo, Kyle, what to do? So I'm just kind of like bringing you guys along just for a little snippet. I've already recorded an hour or so, actually more than an hour of this podcast. It's not going to be live, but I'm just testing out the live component of it. Just maybe I'll just do this every once in a while with the podcast, where I'll just like dip into the live just to kind of see what you guys are feeling. Maybe ask questions. Maybe see, how I can incorporate it into the podcast, you know what I mean? Because I'll have topics, like I have all these topics. I haven't even gone through all these topics yet. I've just been kind of setting everything up and just kind of shooting the shits. And this is really just a trial by error type of thing. But I think that would be a cool component, either to go live completely 100% at some point, or just to have these little dipping my toes in the water with the live, just to kind of sense what you guys are asking about, wondering about, or feedback you guys have from maybe the last week's episode that you want to make sure I correct during the active episode that I'm filming. So we'll see. When am I going back to work? Don't remind me. I'm not trying to think about that right now. What I'm trying to do is film this inaugural podcast video. So this is episode 0. I don't know exactly when I'm going to upload this, but hopefully maybe Saturday. Shit.